Hi, I'm Zsuzsa, and this video I will show you how I plan today or the last times. Thanks for the tip for making a little bit dancing before making the video to get energized. That I guess worked. I have Mondays a dance course, so I was there and just arrived home and thought then I make the video immediately that I have the feeling yet. So as before, I use more planners and everything starts with the Hobonichi Weeks. What I use mostly without the cover because it's then smaller and compacter, and this is what I always take with myself, and I use here the monthly pages. So when I make an appointment, that goes here, not in the computer, not in the other planner, just here to the monthly view. I use here colors for color coding. They belongs to people in the family, and I also use icons. They can be stamps or stickers. So lastly, there is very few stickers. I don't know why, just don't use them so often. It helps me to visualize what's happening. When I see the icons, then I know what is it. Otherwise, I should read the text. That takes more time. The weekly pages I don't use too much, so mostly it's just blank. Sometimes I write here what's happening with me, but not always. But I'm okay with that. So I tried for a long time to use the weekly pages too, that just not wasted. But I'm okay now that I leave that just blank until I travel somewhere. Because when I travel, I'll leave my daily planner at home. It's too big, and I use here the weekly pages, because when I travel I don't have so much to do and so complicated days as at home. So here I was in Hungary, so I just had some appointments, wrote some addresses here where I went and phone numbers, but not too much. Or when I had to check in and check out, and it's blank. And this is the week for the weekend for the planner call. I used here that also for just writing down when my flight will be, where I have to go, and use some stickers what I got there. And also I had here the program. So this is the weekly part of the weeks, and why this is the best planner for me on the go, because I have the note pages and this has two different use. One thing is I just write everything down what I want. So when I am meeting with someone, or I have an idea what I have to do, what I want to do, I just take notes, and after each other how it comes, and every week when I make my weekly review I just archive it or put them on the right place. So if it's to do, then it goes to the daily planner, or if it is a note, then I make a photo about it and it goes to Evernote. because there I can give tags for that and it's easier to find my notes. This is one kind of use, and the other one when I want to remember on something and stays here. So okay, not so serious, but I play Sims, some codes here, then I will not archive it. I know where it is and I can go back and look at it when I want. And I write these page numbers at the beginning for the notes. They will stay there. And everything else is crossed out. This is it. So just and also I try to use every piece of paper and every little space. Here I made these notes and it finished. It would be archived. So I had space here and I used this space also to writing down. That's why I have two markers here. One for free space to just write something down, and one by the next whole page. And at the end here I have some post-it notes in different sizes, so I can write something down and give for someone, or if something is not fixed yet, so not a fixed appointment, a should, might, or if I have to place an information somewhere else, and I can write it here and move it with the post-it later. It's simple as write it again. Here, this is a list. When I next go to Hungary, I want to make some stuff or buy something that comes here. This is always here because I don't know when I will travel next time. If I should know that when I will travel, then this post-it would be by that week. Then I know when I am there, then I know what I wanted to do there. And at the end I have a little notebook. I will not show you. There is some information about addresses and insurance numbers and such things, but can be moved next year to the next week, so I don't have to rewrite the whole thing again. This is the week, so as a repetition, the planning starts here with the monthly pages and the appointments. Everything is here. Then the weekly planning is happening. The first half of the weekly planning happening is this weekly add-on, how it's called, I don't know. This is just a very basic overview of my weeks. I first write in my fixed stuff, so the appointments, they cannot be moved. And like next week will be some holidays, then it's also here. And I use colors to help me to visualize how my week will look. I have fixed things, so routines, but they can be moved, of course. I try to make every week the same, but life is not so it's happening always something extra, and I just fill in the stuff. I know that I have to do some stuff every day, and I have to do some stuff every week. So I start to figuring out when I will do the day's responsibilities, and after then I can find a place for the weekly stuffs and then extra things I want to do on that week. Really just no tasks, just time blocks for administrative tasks or housework or cooking or caring about the kids and going to exercise. That's it. No tasks, just big picture. When I plan this, then comes the daily planning. I use now the Hobonichi A5, and here also I'm just wasting the weekly pages. I don't use them because yeah, I could do this here also, but it's too big for just coloring in. It would be stupid. Here I try to make the menu planning, but just do it somewhere else. I used the monthly pages not for monthly planning, but for tracking the online orders. I write it here when the package should arrive to me, and mostly I just use the daily pages. Now they are out from this planner because I try to place them in rings, but you can look a little bit back. I have written the hours here too, forgot to mention, because I want to plan for half-hour chunks. So I just copy the schedule here, and I use here 3 columns above. This is not what it is, so this is the tracking. So I can show the 2 days plan. It's here. So I use this page flags for recurring tasks. I have weekly tasks and daily tasks, so I can move this for the next week, and I move this always to the next day, so I have not to write these tasks again. They are very little tasks mostly, just I had to remember on that. So this is the 3rd column here. This is the schedule. Here I write tasks I want to make first, as soon as possible. They are not belonging to these times, just from above I go under, then because they are very urgent tasks for the day. Sometimes here are also informations about other people. So my daughter has to go back to school today a little bit earlier, so it's her, and still my stuff is in the 1st column, and I might write information about things in my schedule. So here I went to dancing, and here's the address where I had to go. This is how it works. I start to work from top down. I see what's happening in this time. Okay, I do this stuff, and if I can, I do this too. Or if I feel that's more important this than this, then I do this first. And when I have time in between, I'll leave almost always some time unfilled. Then I go with this. And also some stuff written here belongs to the morning routine, so it's a little bit chaotic, but it's working for me. And they are categories, so I might write administrative tasks and they are there. So when I arrive to the administration time, then I go and look on these tasks. The second column here is housework, or everything when I have to stay and go away from my table. And they are just reminders for other people, and for myself this is a checklist what I have to check by my smallest daughter. She is really chaotic and I have to check what she made and if everything is in her bag and such things. So this is how the daily planning looks like. And on the daily pages sometimes I write here too. If it's for the day, then it comes under the day, so the data. Yeah, that's it. And what you can see here, a lot of tasks. They are my recurring tasks, and they are here, and I make them when I can make them. I try to schedule time for it, but this is what always slipping out from my hands. Really, this is hard. And I made a video about this system before, and I will try to not to forget and link it to the video description, but this is not how working now exactly. I simplified this thing a lot. This is in an A5 Filofax where it's similar to the 43 folders method. I have just weeks here and no days. I have the current month, just an overview to see what's happening here. So some weeks are just more busy, then I don't want to plan so many tasks there. So that's why it's here, no appointments or such things, just big stuff. Then I have the week. So the third week, it's not actual, so I have to move them out. And for the week, I have tasks here on PageFlex. There are tasks to do at the computer or at the table, and are tasks what the housework kind of tasks are. And I try to figure out how often I have to do these tasks. You can see so 4 weeks, 6 months or such. And I move them to the daily planner every week when I do it. I didn't. So last week I just hadn't enough time. And when I finished it, I collect it in the daily planner in the whole week, and I move them back to the next time, once a week. So in half year or 3 weeks or anything, just how many time I figured out it makes sense to do that task again. Of course, I don't have so much divider as many weeks in the year are, so after a while I just have the months. And as you can see, I have tasks for September already, and for the next year too. And at the end of this planner, I have this tracker sheets I made myself, the yearly chart, and I keep track everything what I did from these recurring tasks for every room in our apartment. So this is the kitchen. When I did the task, there got a orange square, and when I don't have to do that task, I just color in. I run out from purple, then I run out from brown, so I use now the black and the blue, so anything else, just not the orange. And the little dots means that I had to do this task on that week. So this is how it works. If I would be sure that I will not lost any little page flags, then it would be not necessary to track them, but I just lost sometimes or misplaced them, then I don't find again. So when I see okay, I should do this task 2 months before, and where is the page flag for it is just vanished, then I write that again, and it goes back to the system. Really does functioning very well in principle, but sometimes I just feel so overwhelmed that I don't find time for doing these very little tasks. I try to make these tasks really quick, so 5 minutes or such, not too much, but you just cannot make everything just so for a quick task or so split tasks. So that is it, and I think that is everything what I have for now. What I missed, as said before, the goal planning, the monthly planning, and the real weekly planning, not just scheduling, but really planning what's important for this week. I will try to go back for that. And a question for you. What I was hesitating to share with you, I'm not sure if you are interested or not, what everything I use for the planning, not the planners, but the pens and other stuff. If you are interested, please just write there to the comment section, and then I will make a video about the tools I use, because they are not just fancy stuff, they are really useful stuff. So that's it for today. See you next time. Bye!